Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a what I eat in a day video and showing you guys everything that I ate today. So let's get into the video. I started off my morning with a smoothie bowl, and basically I just blended up some frozen bananas, frozen mango, frozen pineapple, frozen berries, and I added in some quinoa flakes and some maca powder, both just for some extra nutrients and stuff. And then I blended all that together with some coconut water and a little bit of orange juice. And yeah, basically just blended that until it was the consistency that I wanted. And I put that in a bowl. And then I topped it with some cacao granola, goji berries, some fresh cut up kiwi and cut up mango, some chia seeds and some coconut flakes, and I think I put a little piece of basil on top just for decoration. But that's pretty much what I had for breakfast. Yeah, it was pretty big amount of food and it filled me up. I love starting my day off with smoothies or just fresh cut up fruit or like fruit juice, just because I just don't like having something super big and heavy, but I also like to eat like a lot of food, but a lot of fruit, if that makes sense. So I never have like just one piece of fruit or something. I always have just a huge smoothie bowl or like a huge platter of cut up fruit or something like that. That's just what I prefer to eat in the morning, and especially when it's like hot outside and getting into summer, a smoothie is so good and just makes me feel so energized for the day. So then after I had my breakfast, kind of like between breakfast and lunch, I just had an apple and I just ate an apple. And then once it was lunchtime, I decided to make me and my boyfriend, Kieran, some jackfruit tacos. And I've never ever made this before, but I just wanted to experiment, and I didn't really like film the recipe just because I honestly just threw a bunch of ingredients together. But I have to say, this was definitely the best meal I've ever made, especially just making it from a whim and not having an actual recipe and just making it up in my head. So I promise I will make a recipe video on how I did these, because now I remember what I did. But anyways, I'll just kind of give you guys a rough estimate of the ingredients that I used to make this. So I used some fresh jackfruit, like young jackfruit that you get in a can. I don't know why I said fresh, it's not fresh, it's in a can. And I drained the jackfruit, and then I also squeezed out all the water because you don't want it to be super liquidy. So I squeezed it all out and kind of broke it up because it has like the texture of pork. So people usually make like pulled pork jackfruit. So this was kind of like what I was doing, was going for like pulled pork jackfruit tacos, if that makes sense. So I drained them, and then I decided to marinate them in a sauce. And for the sauce, I used barbecue sauce, I think ketchup, some liquid smoke, which is like the key ingredient. It can be hard to find in grocery stores, but trust me, it literally makes anything taste like smoky, like barbecue. It's so good. You can saute tempeh in it or saute tofu in it, or marinate stuff in it, and it is a game changer. So I used liquid smoke, and then I also put in some paprika, and then I think like onion and garlic powder, and I think that might have been it. And I basically just blended that, or like mixed it all up with a spoon, and then took the jackfruit and soaked it in there and like made sure it was all saucy and like mixed up perfectly. And then I sauteed the jackfruit that was all marinated onto a pan until it was kind of like crispier, not crispy, but just like not really liquidy, until the sauce was all like cooked in it and stuff. And then I also decided I wanted to cook some black beans and make some coleslaw. So for the black beans, I just had them in a can. I actually didn't drain them, I just kept the liquid in. And I just think I added like some cumin. Oh yeah, and also I forgot to mention, for the barbecue jackfruit, since I was making like tacos, I also added in some burrito spice, which was just kind of like cumin, onion, garlic, like just a mixture of spices in the jackfruit. So yeah, anyways, for the black beans, I think I just put cumin in it, and I think that's it. They already like have salt in them because they're in the can. And then for the coleslaw, I also just made this up as I was going, but I will try to make a recipe for this too because it was so good. So I just got some cabbage, shredded up the cabbage, just chopped it up, and then I also chopped up some red onion. And I wanted to use carrot, but I didn't have any, but definitely recommend using like shredded carrot as well in the coleslaw. And then for the sauce, I just used a little bit of hummus, like a spoonful of hummus, some soy milk, not too much because you don't want it to be like super liquidy, but soy milk, hummus, and then I think maybe just some spices, like maybe onion, garlic, and then lime, fresh lime squeezed in it. It was so good. So that was what I did, and then I just heated up the little flour tortillas. You could also use corn tortillas, but in this case I decided to use flour, and basically just put the black beans, coleslaw, and the jackfruit on top, and then I also added some avocado on top and a little bit of cilantro, and then also some diced red onion on top. And this was the best meal I've ever created. I'm so proud of this. I really, really want to film a recipe video just how I make this entire meal in general, and just how to make like the jackfruit and stuff, because it's so good. It was so amazing. Literally tasted like pulled pork that I used to have when I was like a long time ago, before it was even vegetarian. But it's also like so healthy. I didn't use any oils in this recipe at all, and I just made all the sauces myself, and it's just actually pretty easy to make. So that's what I had for lunch. Now let's move on to dinner. So for dinner, I also made this up just out of the blue. And this was a sort of like peanut stir fry with vegetables. And if you're allergic to peanuts or something, you can definitely just make like a normal stir fry sauce. Just use like soy sauce and tahini, and you don't need the peanut butter. But I wanted to make like peanut sauce. So the first thing I did was I boiled some rice and got that cooking. And I think I just used like brown rice or something, or maybe basmati rice. I don't remember, just any rice will do. And then for the peanut sauce, if I can remember correctly, I used some peanut butter, obviously, some tahini, soy sauce, and then just some spices. I might have used ginger, lemon juice. Oh, and then I also put some maple syrup just for a little bit of sweetener in there. I probably used like, I always put like garlic and onion powder and everything, so I probably used that. And yeah, I think that was it. So I just stirred that up and mixed it, and then I used, for the vegetables, I had tofu, mushrooms, and green onion, and I sauteed that in a pan, I think maybe with some garlic or something, I don't know, maybe nothing. I definitely didn't use any oil in any of these recipes. So I sauteed that, and then I added in the peanut sauce, and I just like stirred it around, sauteed all the veggies and the tofu in that sauce and let it kind of simmer. And then for the very last thing, I used, oh my god, I can't talk. I also added some zucchini, some broccoli, and then some bok choy, and I let all of that saute, mixed it in with the sauce and the tofu and the mushrooms and everything. And then the rice was done, and basically just ate it all together, and the sauce was so good. I could have used a little bit more sauce, made it a little bit more saucy, but it was such a good meal. Definitely recommend. I'll try to make a recipe video as well. I just tend to make all of my recipes like while I'm cooking. Like, I don't ever write them down. I just like remember them in my head, but whenever I'm cooking, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and like I just start adding stuff as I'm going. So it's like, if I were to make a recipe video, I feel like I'd have to like do it, like make it first and then do a recipe video after. So that's kind of why. Same with my pancake recipe. I've been saying I'm gonna film it forever, but I don't even have like an actual recipe written down. I just like mix stuff and it just works. But I will definitely just show you guys what I do, and you guys can watch my video and hopefully make the same thing. But yeah, that is all that I ate today for this day. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this gives you guys some inspiration for some vegan meals to make, because I feel like these were kind of different meals than I usually make. And I've definitely been experimenting and expanding in the kitchen. So I'm glad that I can share these with you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!